Hi, my name is Patricia, and I'm here to forewarn everyone about scamming. I was scammed big time, and my house went into foreclosure, but I got my house back. I'm in this country 20 years, and this house was purchased in 1998 by my daughter upon completion of graduation from the university. So it meant a lot to me. It still holds dear to my heart. It means a whole lot to me. Okay, I was home one day watching the television, flipping through the channel, and I've done this several times and I've seen it. And the reporter or the infomercial, it was an infomercial on the television, and I listened to it for quite some time and I said, let me give it a call. Now, I assumed that it was genuine, and upon my assumption, I was wrong. I had an adjustable rate with Countrywide, so my mortgage kept going up. I started out with $1,800, then $2,000, then $2,200, and I'm like, I'm not gonna eat if I continue. So I was not looking at easy way out. I was just looking for a fair share of the market at that time. After I gave it a call, spoke with one of the counselors who was assigned after I left my name and telephone number, and he called me back, and I was just giving him a brief history of the house, the adjustable mortgage rate. And he said that before they start anything, they're taking something like $3,900, and I said, okay, that's what I owe for my mortgage, which was 3 months in arrears. And he said, you don't have to pay it, we can start it. So they told me that if I paid the mortgage, they weren't able to negotiate for the loan modification. Mark you, I am not a realtor, I am not a mortgage broker or banker. I have no basic ideas or training. I'm just listening, it sounds good. Then the paperwork began. He asked for my W-2s, my monthly pay stub, and I furnished all the information via fax. I called back and they would call back and say they received the information. If something was missing, they would call me, leave me a note message, call me at work. I gave them everything. As time goes by, the call became less. And I was the one who was doing the calling, and the person who was initially assigned to me, oh, he works here no longer. Oh, she doesn't work here no longer. Oh, she's on vacation. So, you know, it started jumping all over. And I became despondent. And I'm like, okay, was I really duped? Nevertheless, I said, no, it can't happen to me. I'm still trusting and still believing that I'm going to get the loan modification, because that was my intention of getting that loan modification. Yes, the scam company made promise to me that I'm going to get the adjustable rate. They were working with the bank at that time, and also that I wasn't to pay any mortgage. This is how come my house went into foreclosure, listening to their advice. I called the company at that particular time, wanted to find out where we at with the modification, when do I start paying my mortgage. And the counselor was a little bit flippant. Oh, by the way, your house is in foreclosure. And I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, we just called and they said it's up for foreclosure. I said, I will call you back. Getting that information at that particular time, I did not know how to really deal with it. I was at work when I had made a call, and it was work as usual. I could not deal with it at that particular time. When I got home, I really sat down and regurgitated the information that was given to me, and I still didn't act upon it. I called the company about 2-3 days after, when I was in a better mood, when I was off and wanted to find out, oh yes, your house is up for foreclosure. And I said, how can you tell me something when I'm following your instruction and advice not to do something, and you were flippant about telling me that my house is in foreclosure? I said, what am I to do? Oh, you need to get a lawyer who deals with foreclosure. And I said, I have to pay that lawyer? Yes, because we're here just for the modification. And I hung up the phone. I was very, very disgruntled. September 1st, I got a notice on my door returning from the hospital that my house was in foreclosure. I sat on the stoop and I was in disbelief. My girlfriend tried to comfort me, but there was nothing I personally could do at that particular time. This time I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I was in shock, also in denial that this happened to me. February 22nd, I went to court in New Haven, and that's when I learned that my house, the bank had it. I presented my case to the judge, and he was very empathetic and sympathetic. When I presented my case to the judge, this is how come he sent me to mediation, gave me a 60 days extension to explain what was happening. I do a lot of documentation because of my secretarial skills. So if I'm speaking to someone on the phone pertaining to business, I need that person's name, telephone number, etc. So this is how I kept track of what was happening, because I had a notebook every time I made a phone call. Or if they made a phone call to me, I'm always jotting it down on a piece of paper. I was sent to neighborhood housing services where I met Alice, one of the counselors, who worked vigorously with me. I paused for a second, just reflecting on how she stood there, sat in our office, me pouring out my heart to her. She was very, 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 very emotional, and she went above and beyond to do her job. So happy that I'm working with, staff who really cares, who put their all in all to get to the right people to help me to keep my house, to maintain my dignity. And I'm very, very appreciative. But I fall for the scam because if it's too good to be true, we have to be beware. And I really fall for it. I gave him pertinent information concerning my social security number and my checking account number. Yes, I did that. The money was taken out. The whole sum, which was $3,998, I think, pretty near $4,000. See that money, kiss it goodbye? No, I have not seen that money. And I'm not being funny about it. It's hard-earned cash. People out there try every way and means to get people hard-earned cash. They know their legal termination, legal jargon. They know what words to use to get into a sucker like myself, and I was duped. Do your homework. Go local, because this is an out-of-state company, Cristillian, which is from California, and I think everybody hears about that particular company, which was merged by another company. I think it's UCML. I'm not sure of the abbreviation just now, but do the homework. Ask people, just don't go on it alone, especially if you're single and trying to save your house. Get advice, ask people. Don't give out pertinent information. Don't give your information to total stranger you know nothing about. No, I did not do my homework. If people are out there who have done that, hopefully you have not I've gotten into that dilemma that I've put myself into. Whatever information anybody has, or if they're giving up the money, go back to your bank, get that information that the money was taken out of the account, or if you have copies of your check, just, present that. Always have your information, your paperwork together. Please don't give up your hard-earned cash, because you will never ever see that money again. If you have done that, please report it, because I'm in the process right now of writing this letter, collecting all my data, all my information, to present it to the Attorney General's office so they can take further action. My mortgage is better now. I won't be paying mortgage until June of this year. And my interest rate is 5.5 because of neighborhood housing. And I wasn't prompted to say that. I'm just so ecstatic to say that I can breathe, I can live. That shame, that embarrassment, that disappointment within myself that I was carrying around is no longer there, because I can fully walk into my house and not looking over my shoulder to see if there's a foreclosure sign on my property. And I'm happy that I'm out of foreclosure. I'm happy that I'm able to save my house.